Hello guys, it's McNulty. I just wanted to weigh in on what I think is Cata Classic's biggest mistake and maybe some ways to fix it. So first of all, what I'm talking about here is the Inferno dungeon that were just released here when Firelands got launched. And basically, I think they're terrible. So first of all, let's just talk about what Inferno dungeons actually are. Okay, a little history here. Throughout Wrath, with each content release, Blizzard released Titan Rune. Okay? Different groups of instances were released with increased health and damage, and they were also given an affix. These were sprinkled on top of already very easy 5-mans to make them a little bit more interesting. And with each Titan Rune instance release, they added on an extra affix. So by the end of it all, we had 3. They were super fun. You could blitz some dungeons. There were other instances that were not as fun. Looking at you, Violet Hold, but you were never good anyway, so. And this all came with some catch-up gear, and it dropped some epics within the 5-mans. And honestly, it received a very positive reception from the players. And it made these 5-mans, it was way more interesting, way more rewarding. In Cataclysm, they wanted to replicate this. And Inferno Dungeons and Cata, they're basically the same. The problem is, they only give them the health increase and the damage increase. So no affix, nothing. It literally was just take the launch instances and slap some health on them, and now they do more damage. Fucking genius. Get the man who made that a raise. I'm telling you, absolute genius stuff. Just take away what was good about a system and make it as boring as possible. And then let's talk about the rewards. So the catch-up gear, yes, it's amazing. You could basically get everything that you needed from tier 11, except for weapons for some reason. And you could have everything ready for Firelands. You could go in there, you could get all the missing pieces of gear that you had during farm and just go get them from a vendor, and you'd be ready for Firelands. And now that we are in Firelands, they're absolutely amazing for ults. So you just go in, you blast some 5-mans, and now your ult is like 370 item level. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And that's my problem with it. So you go in and you grind some Fisher Stone fragments, you get your gear, and now you're done. You're just waiting for raids. And the problem with that is even when you're doing the dungeons, you just see the same shitty blues over and over again. Nothing new drops. You're doing the exact same instances from the previous tier, except now they're longer and more boring. And that's harsh. That's the reality of that is pretty harsh to me. Um, but here you're thinking to yourself, that's not a big deal. I'm getting what I need out of it. The dungeons are not, they're not the worst content in the world. We've had worse. And my main concern about this system actually isn't that they're good or bad, it's that Blizzard are going to take the popularity of these dungeons and they're going to take that and they're going to look at the player metrics and they're going to think, man, that was a good system. And it is. It is a good system. It just lacks a lot of creativity and love. Like last year, I made this video, okay, and I basically said, please don't release these into Cata. They've got no place in Cata. Because Cata already has its own very good catch-up systems in place already. And you know what? I'm on the fence about that opinion now. I think these dungeons do have a place. I like the update. I like the gear. I have a lot more alts on the go now. But like me and my friends, we literally call this Inferno jail. Like you are stuck in this cycle of dungeons with, especially if you're on your own with some really bad players in there, and they take so long and they're so boring. There's nothing new about them. Like for like if you told me, McNulty, I'm going to give you the best gear in the game if you do level 20 dead mines on repeat for hours on end, and we're 1 week before progression. I'll be in dead mines. I'll see you there. Van Cleef, here I come. You know what I mean? Or Vanessa, whoever. I don't care. But Blizzard are going to take those metrics and they're going to say, man, everybody did these Inferno dungeons. They're super popular, but they're not. The reward is popular. Okay? Another small gripe that I have is Blizzard has this problem with deleting their content, and it's crazy to me. A big example of this is, who remembers Zolaman and Zul'Gurub? Literally, just last patch, we were running those all the time, and now you don't see them. Blizzard took away the extra valor that you get in the ZA and G dungeons. They're dead. They're gone. They're absolutely dead. There's absolutely no point in running ZA and ZG unless maybe you're farming the mount. And that's the newest content that we've had since before Firelands. And they're gone. Like, why? My solution, obviously, to ZA and ZG would probably be to bring back the daily. Like, let's say you do the daily and you get 420 Valor or whatever it was, 460. Maybe you could do that once a day or something, and then you're back into Inferno jail. What I would really like to see in this system as a way to fix it would be to increase the Valor and even maybe the gear from tier 11 raids. So you go off, you do your Firelands run, and you're not done yet. You've been in Firelands for an hour and a half. You're thinking, oh, here, let's get the boys together. We'll go bash out some Valor on our alts. So you get your group together and you go to tier 11. Maybe do it with 10 man. And I would even say let the 10 man normals in tier 11 drop the heroic gear. Go in there and you can farm some weapons, farm some gear. Like, for Christ's sakes, the gear's on a vendor. Why can't they be on the bosses? Even if they are a little bit easier. So I can go in there with my new alts and smash out some raids. Like when I make a character, I make it in mind to do it with the raid. So I want to be in there doing a raid, learning how to play my character in scenarios in which I've made the character. 5-mans don't really do that anymore. Like, you're gonna go in there and you're gonna, as a DPS, you're just gonna press your AoE most of the time. So yeah, I would probably move on from that as well. Like, also another feature that I would bring in. Sorry, these are all just coming to my head as we're speaking. Like, I'm just remembering things that I've said to other people in the past. Yeah, just the last wee feature I'd put into the game. Do you remember the weekly quest that Wrath had? Now, I'm not a Wrath fanboy. I actually think it's my worst expansion, but the weekly quest they put in to go off and kill a random raid boss for pretty good like badges or whatever was a brilliant concept. Like, you log on reset day and your raid's not for a couple of hours. So you pop in and you see what boss you have to kill, and it's let's say it's Cho'Gall. So you make a wee raid and you go blast out a 4 out of 5 normal Bastion of Twilight raid. You get extra Fisher Stones with the concepts that I've brought up today in this video. You would get some extra Valor and you would get some 2 or 372 gear, and you probably not even do any of the other raids. You've got your weekly quest done and you're happy, and you've done that. You can do that in whatever alt you want to do it on, because the content's going to be easy and you're going to get highly rewarded for it. But yeah, I digress. But yeah, I'm going to pop on here, guys. Thanks for listening to me. I'll try and make a more positive video next time. All right. Maybe we'll talk about some Mr. Pandaria challenge modes, like I promised in my last video about Inferno dungeons. We'll see. Got a Mr. Pandaria private server coming out at the end of the week. Maybe I'll do some challenge modes. All right. Well, guys, thank you very much. Good luck. Oh, oh, oh. Do. Okay.